Hello, welcome back to PlayStation Access. My name's Dave, and I'm joined today by Nath.
Hello.
I forgot who you were there, Nath.
Thanks,
because
man.
I'm so excited about Star Wars Battlefront II,
Yes.
which we played today.
Yeah, we did.
We were on opposing teams. I was the Rebels, as you'd expect, and Nath was the Imperials, as you'd expect. Or one of them, we should say, because we've been playing Starfighter Assault, which is one of their big announce for Gamescom.
It's really good.
And it's really, we'd like to say straight away, it's really, really good.
It's really good.
So right now we're about to get into a game of Starfighter Assault, which we'll be talking through. You can see that I'm looking at the ships available to the Rebels in this particular demo, and more importantly the star cards. I'm also going to change my inversion, which you can enjoy with us. So star cards are back, but this time they feel really different because I'm not exactly sure how you get hold of them, and they come in different forms.
Colours.
So they're different colours, as you'd expect, sort of uncommon,
for rarity,
common, rare and epic, I think. So I was adding some purple ones there, and they give you separate buffs.
This is the Battle of Fondor.
This is the Battle of Fondor. So if I'm not mistaken, this takes place immediately, or more or less immediately after the Battle of Endor.
Okay.
This is the Rebels in the Ascendancy
rolling
trying to sort of double down on the Death Star 2 having been destroyed.
Okay.
And so we're posing an assault here. I think we're trying to destroy a docked Star Destroyer.
The setting is amazing. You're an A-wing here. I didn't actually spend that much time. The way that they've captured the amazing thing about the first Battlefront was how it captured the look and the sound of the movies almost perfectly. And all the old Star Wars movies were shot as miniatures, and so the way that the light and nicely done, Dave.
Don't you worry about me, mate. Don't you worry.
The way that the light and shadow play across the surface of the miniature of the models that they used was really full of texture, and they flipping just nailed that completely. But this is really the first time I've been paying attention to it because I was too busy flying around.
Yeah, so I'm not sure I blinked too many times when I was playing this. Particularly playing as an A-wing, it's frenetic. I think they've done a great job of making all the classes of ship feel really distinct, and as you'd expect if you're a Star Wars fan. So the A-wing is extremely nippy.
Yeah.
On L1 you've got sort of a boost, which is great when you've got a missile lock coming on. I found that I loved being inside the cockpit. This was the first time I'd really played around with it, and it just made a lot more sense to me for some reason.
I didn't even try the cockpit.
It's a joy. It's such a joy. Like when I was playing, I didn't really notice. I was just like, I must kill everything. But looking at it now, just being inside the cockpit is so cool. It looks great.
Cool. The way that you're kind of, it mimics your head movement, so you're kind of shifting around your point of view from the center and moving forward a little as if you're aiming within the cockpit, and also the fact that it looks like the movie cockpit.
Yeah, just a little bit. If you've played the first game, you will notice that you can roll this time around. So they've changed up the control scheme quite substantially. It took me a minute to get used to it, and then I really, really liked it, and it's very powerful, I think. So now on the left stick you've got your throttle again, but you roll if you push left or right. Whilst on the right stick you control, I guess it's sort of moving the reticle around. So it's
called the yaw, Dave. It's the pitch and the yaw.
So you've got that, which just makes for much more of a.
How dare you?
I know, that's right. It makes for much more of a sort of. I want to say simulation, but that's wrong. But it's more deep. It's less arcadey. There's a bit more skill involved. You can do much more. I felt like I could make my ship
light years away from the flying missions in the first game.
Hopefully you're going to see me sort of nipping in and out of this space station shield generator, and
you can go inside here. That was the most amazing thing. I think it's really easy for to just be over, like every time you kind of nip over there and the light comes over the station here, it looks so unbelievable. I think it's really easy just to kind of be overwhelmed by the way that this looks, and I think that it's such a big part of the Star Wars Battlefronts and new ones to just get that completely right. But it's also like I think the mixture of the kind of the onboard weapons and then being different in between. Were you anything apart from an A-wing?
Yes, so the other option was an X-wing and also a Y-wing. I didn't play as the Y-wing. I'm afraid to report, but I think we're going to see some X-Wing later on in this playthrough.
So in my one, you can see, and we might put just a little bit of footage on the end as well. So I was standard TIE fighter to start off with. I tried the Interceptor, which is effectively the A-Wing counterpart, but I found myself getting killed just a lot quicker. I guess I had that much less armor, and the bomber was slightly too slow, and I wasn't really using it effectively by attacking your Corvettes, so I felt like, why am I being a TIE bomber, except for to get a bit of footage of it? So I was mostly a standard TIE fighter, except, Dave, when I got to be Slave 1.
All right.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
It crashed Slave 1 a few times.
How did you find Slave 1? Did you enjoy being so? Could you get past the fact of the sound of the gun?
Yeah, the gun is very high pitched. I did, yeah. I didn't. Well, it's interesting because you said you didn't get to play as a hero. We're going to put up a little bit of footage of you in the Millennium Falcon, I just think, at the end of this video, just to show it off, which you did in the round after this. But you were saying you were diligently reading what are all the weapons, and I just went, oh, Slave 1. So someone was already Han Solo before you could be in your game.
Yeah. So in this this particular map. The Rebel heroes available were the Millennium Falcon and Black One, which is Poe Dameron's ship. And yeah, we're going to see, actually, I think, I mean, you might have noticed, Nathan, I haven't actually died yet. So I've been absolutely smashing it. And when I do die, I've done so well, because the way it works this time is hero ships are not a pickup.
No,
they're like a
lowdown.
Points. You get points
there he goes.
for how well you've done. You're going to see that I think they're called hero points. No, they're called battle points.
Yep.
And now those heroes have become available. And I diligently, I've got both of them available, I think. Let's have a look and see what you can do. So in the Millennium Falcon, you've got an afterburner, a concussion missile, and special modifications. And in Black One, Poe Dameron's ship, you get BB-8 repair, proton torpedo, and Black Leader. And Black Leader, I think, means that you can see enemies in the area. I then looked at their star cards, Dave. I went absolutely mad.
The battle's going on, Dave.
I could beam the Millennium Falcon right now, and I'm messing around, seeing what ferrosphere paint is, unfortunately. And look, they're both gone. I was absolutely devastated. I've got all these points, nothing to spend them on. So I'm going back in as an A-Wing because it did quite well the last time. And this is how it works. I quite like that this is how it works. There's sort of a spawn every 10 seconds, I'm guessing. And so anyone who has died has 10 seconds. They can come in as part of a wave. And it looks quite cool in-game. You see like waves of ships.
It does actually look cool. I didn't realise that was what was happening.
Yeah.
But that was a good spot to just put up some of my Slave 1 footage, Dave.
Yeah, sure, we can do that.
Because I was Slave 1 quite a lot. And actually, I was doing... I mean, we've been talking about how well you've done. I was doing even better.
Well.
And so I had even more points than you. So I just kept on being Slave 1. I think I was Slave 1 3 times in a row. I kept crashing it.
I didn't even... I don't know if you even know if I even saw Slave 1 in this.
Well, you know, I was a ninja. You know, I was... ooh, that's close. Yeah, so I didn't really get to grips with the weapon systems on Slave 1, but in my next round, I got to be, oh man, I've actually forgotten the name of it, but the Darth Maul's ship, which has a cloaking device.
Oh dear. That's a bit unfair. Come on.
It's brilliant for missile
He gets a double-ended lightsaber and a cloaked ship.
I know.
Ridiculous.
Do they even have cloaking technology in this universe? I was not aware. Here comes the X-Wing.
Yeah, so this is me as an X-Wing. Obviously, maybe the most iconic ship ever in the world, ever. And it's fantastic. I'd love to know what that sort of weird starfish shape is that's in every movie on the HUD. But anyway, something we should say we haven't talked about, sorry, I really like Star Wars, is the actual game mode itself. In as much as I thought it was really, really smart, it's very objective based, and there are a lot of objectives, and I found that we got through them, you know, quite well. We as the Rebels, we never won. Spoilers for this video. We didn't win. We were defeated by the Imperials like 3 or 4 times. By
Nath.
It's really enjoyable, and it's a series of objectives that you have to complete, you know, obviously to move on to the next one. The first one is to destroy those enemy ships, those enemy frigates, I think they are, to allow your ships in closer. Then you have to take down the shield generators of this sort of space station, and then you've got to destroy the couplings that are holding the Star Destroyer, which is your ultimate goal, to the space station, in order to then get at its like reactor core. And I just thought it was really, really clever. It felt like being part of something bigger, you know? It wasn't just like go and shoot the other ships and you're just flying round and around in the sky or, you know, in space for no real reason other than like, let's just have a fight. It felt like you had a mission and you were part of it, and you know, if you were doing your bit, your team were doing better, and if you weren't, they weren't. And it was just really, really good. It just felt very Star Wars.
Similarly, on the defensive side, I really liked the communication. Oh, it just felt like it's doubled down on everything that the last game was doing well. You get bonus points for fighting close to your comrades, right. Which is obviously stopping you from just running off and, you know, not really thinking about the tactical implications of what you're doing. And even though it's quite easy to get lost in three-dimensional space when you can fly anywhere, I thought that the big ships, the planet, and just the way that the on-screen markers work gave you a really nice sense of orientation. So when the game wanted me to destroy Y-Wings because they were on bombing raids, it was highlighting them in a nice way, even while it was keeping track of the things that might be attacking me nearby. I think that we probably had, on the Imperial side, oh, there we go, fewer things to actually attack.
Yeah.
So there was, you know, slightly less going on for us. Oh, so defeat for you, Dave. After all of that,
I mean, we have just destroyed the Death Star 2, so yeah, I'm not going to worry about it too much. I mean,
who's that guy though at the top of the menu for the Galactic Empire?
I've got no idea, because the top of the Rebel Alliance, that's me. So
well, I seem to have almost 50% more.
Is that what you're trying to say?
That is me, and we can actually show that on my capture right now.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
We're wrapping this video up with a little bit of me in the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah.
Now, as I said, I think that I did the best in the A-Wing when I could go inside the cockpit, and I think it's something to do with just the way I perceive up and down.
You can't go in the cockpit in the Han Solo mobile?
You can't go in the cockpit of the Millennium Falcon, so I didn't do as well. I did actually, I would say, a bit rubbish. I also got some time in Poe Dameron's X-Wing Black One, and it's the same deal for me. I didn't do very well, but you can see a bit of it now at least, and just know that it is a real thing, and that it is good, and that we done good. Well, thanks, Dave, and thank you guys for watching. Let us know what you think about the new mode in Star Wars Battlefront 2, and do stay tuned to PlayStation Access. We have got loads more coming up.